Good evening and welcome to this week in review. Tonight's stories include SJCH wins some awards for their play, the grade 8 class put off language plays, work on the new school on schedule. These stories plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack and more coming up after this.
You're passing. You got to support the puck. Do I have to tell you this? And we're getting killed on the boards.
Oh.
This is your territory, Grimson. Do your job.
Grimson.
Hello? Hi, honey. What? Now? All right. The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, sweetheart. Hey, it's my girl. You know, my daughter.
Love. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Last weekend, the SJCH players traveled to St. George's to put off a play entitled Characters. Although the play didn't win any major awards, two of the cast members did. Daniel Short was presented the Outstanding Performance Award. Ingrid Strickland was given the Top Performance Award for the Old Festival. The St. John's Central I players also brought home the Best Original Music. No time has been set to put the play off for the community. It will probably be after classes resumes after the Easter break. We congratulate the SJCH players on attending the regional festival and on the awards they won. Work on the outside of the school is well underway. Many residents will have noticed by now that work on the outside of the school has been underway for the past number of weeks. Much of the outside eave work has been done. However, there is still quite a bit of work to be done in this area. The eaves are steel and each piece has to be cut, which is a little time consuming. The under eaves will be beige color and are waiting to be put in place. Much of the block work has also been done. The main floor where the offices and the elementary school classes are located are completed. The library section has also been completed. Work on the gym is continuing. The blue skin, which is the same as a vapor barrier, and the insulation have been done. While we were there, the men were working on this section of the wall. Putting the block in place doesn't take long. By lunchtime on Tuesday, this block was completely done. For the rest of the week, the workers were busy working to complete the block around the gym. To the school had been installed, The glass will be put in later. The roof is still waiting for a final layer. On the inside, work is continuing as well. The tentative completion date is expected to be at the end of June. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
What if you lived in a home on an island you couldn't leave, with limited amounts of food and safe drinking water? It would be very important to use only what you need. Well, it doesn't matter where your home is, because we all live on an island we can't leave.
On Tuesday of this week, the grade 8 class put off plays as part of their language course. Mrs. Pink's grade 8 class has been working hard on these plays for the past number of weeks. They are worth 12% of their final grade. There were 5 plays that were between 15 to 25 minutes in length. These plays were adapted from short stories. The students were given a list of stories to choose from. Then each student picked the story they liked the best, and that's the group they were put in. The students did their own props, lighting, and costumes. Plus, they practiced on their own time. The first play was called 4 Women and a Box.
I don't know anyone's here, but hey, isn't that the one who lives up our street? I don't know, but she's certain mistakes.
Sorry, I can't help it if I don't want to clean myself.
And you expect me to go on a mission with her?
That is busy, I'll still work.
Well, I didn't want your permission.
You're going to the court, you're going to talk.
So when will you leave it?
Where exactly is Professor McDonald or anyone? There's a website for it and there's your.
Well, whenever you think we should go, you can contact us here and we will be ready.
Well, maybe I'll ready, I'll let you go.
Well, I'm ready whenever you need me.
I'm ready to go whenever you are.
I have nothing else to do, so I'm ready too.
If you're ready, I'll let you go now.
I need a few minutes for us to get ready, so if you wouldn't mind, give me a few minutes. And then you can contact me.
Let it smoke.
Perfect.
Fine.
I'm ready.
Okay, we can let it smoke. We're not there.
Bye.
Number 2 was the Loop Group.
John Plant lived with his sister in an old flour mill. During the day, he worked at the mill, and in the night, he slept all alone on the second story.
Oh, man, what a hangover. Who dares knock on my door at this time of morning?
Good morning, Mr. Plant. I was just wondering if you hadn't had any money.
Money for you? Get out of here, you dumb old filth.
But it's for a good guy. Of course, everything he said does have any money. Please, Mr. Plant?
I told you once, no means no.
Okay, I'm sorry for bothering you.
You're gonna be sorry after this.
Cheers, cheers, for the love of God.
Go to the devil, you old beggar. Get off our property.
Now show him in.
He went to the woods, and the mill stopped point blank.
The third was entitled The Necklace.
Rosa was a rich young girl who was born into a family of employees, but she let herself marry a penny clerk named Frederick Rosa in the Bureau of Public Instruction. She was unhappy with her current life and disgusted with her house. She dreamed of a house with elegant drapery, candles lit in her hallways, and anything else her heart desired. She was upset with her life, and there was nothing she could do to change it.
Diana, that's Vic's clothes for you.
What do you expect me to do with this?
The Minister of Public Instruction and the Nan Kennel puts the honor of Mr. and Madame Political Company and Charitable Ministry, Monday evening, January 18th.
How do you expect me to go to a ball with all rich people? Besides, I have nothing to wear.
Well, you can wear that dress you're going to the theater in.
But that'll look so embarrassing. All the other women would have much beautiful dresses than I.
Well, go to the store and see expensive clothes are just there.
Would you do that for me? I would need about $400.
Craig was very displeased. He had been saving just $400 to treat himself on a hunting trip with a few friends who went there before to shoot larks on Sundays.
I guess I can get you $400 for a dress, but it has to be a very pretty one.
The day of the ball came closer, and as it came closer, Diana grew sadder. Her dress was ready, but she was still upset. Her husband grew very suspicious of this, so one night he asked her about it.
Diana, what's been wrong these past few days? You've been looking upset.
Well, when you're gone in the daytime, I was thinking, I have no jewels, nothing to wear. If I have nothing to put on to go to a ball, I'd rather not go at all.
You should wear natural flowers. They're natural flowers for professionals.
But that would just look not natural because it would look much too poor.
But Diana, we can't afford to spend our money on...
After a short intermission, the students performed The Open Window.
Charlotte, you must have missed Smith. My Aunt Tilly said she'll be in a few minutes.
Okay, yeah.
So, do you know any people around here, Mr. Smith?
My sister lived here some 4 years ago, right? Great. Did leave me some letters of introduction to some people who are
So then you practically know nothing about my aunt?
boy and they had
So then in that case, you don't know about the tragedy that happened 2 years ago?
tragedy.
Yeah.
Well, I did wonder why that window was open on this October evening.
Meanwhile, back in the woods.
Yes, Charlie, some big deal. She was expecting company, wasn't she?
So, I'll tell you what it was about. You see, it was about 2 or 3 years ago, and my aunt's mother and husband were pretty shooting.
Oh, what were they shooting? I don't know. I'll take introductions and stuff.
I think it was I'm not quite sure. But anyway, it was really wet summer that year, and the police had reached the scene day by easily.
Just disappeared just like that?
I guess their bodies never found.
Oh boy.
My poor aunt, she always thinks of someday they and that guy go out through that window, just as they always did. And she says she can always hear her brother singing the song that he used to always sing. He used to sing it because I always tease her.
So her brother used to tease her?
All the time, Mr. Smith, all the time. A little listening to that song. A little later in the woods.
Yes, I mean, we're getting pretty worried about him.
Back at the house.
Number 5 play, The Tiger's Heart, was the final for the afternoon.
One night in the jungle, the hunter was awakened from his dream by a thump. He presumably heard the cry of one of the farmer's goats.
Where the hell is one of my goats? He's gone. I'm gonna go after butter with it.
to him to reassure his own safety. The next morning, the farmer was out in his field feeding his goats.
Where the hell is my goat? He's gone. Others would tell our brother this.
Oh,
Guess what?
what?
I think someone or something took my favorite shirt.
Not your favorite.
It's my favorite.
Did you go to school with Blue?
No, not yet.
You've been just lazing around.
Basically.
The parents and friends that gathered to watch the performances were impressed with the students' acting ability. We hope that Mrs. Pink will give the students a good grade. The plays will be shown in their entirety at a later date.
Good evening. Burgeo Town Council report for Wednesday, April 16th, 2003. Burgeo Town Council held its regular meeting at 7 p.m. on that date. Items up for discussion. One of the same old ones all over again, which is the outcrop of rock at the high school. I believe I told you last time it seemed as if the Burgeo Town Council was the only one talking about this, and I'm convinced of it at this time. But anyway, our MHA, Calvin Parsons, got back to council and said that Mr. Jerry Reed had approved the money for the removal of this rock. However, the school board was not in favor of having the rock removed. Hence, there's the problem. So, given that, all Burgeo Town Council did was send a letter to Mr. Parsons advising him as to why we felt the rock should be removed. And that's where it is, and that's where it's going to stay as far as the Burgeo Town Council is concerned. They can either remove the rock or leave it there. We couldn't care less. So that was our position on that. And you're not going to hear me speak any more about that rock, I guarantee you on that. The electronic payment of your taxes at the bank, the town clerk advised council that several people are using it and finding it quite helpful. And so therefore, if any of you would like to know just how that's done, it's any mode of electronic payment. You can do it online or with the automatic teller and so on and so forth there at the bank. So you can drop by the bank or drop by the town office and have it set up if you so wish. Signage on the Burgeo Road. For some years now, at least 2 years, the Burgeo Town Council have wanted to put a sign on the Burgeo Road which would be more enticing for people to take the turn and come down to the Burgeo Highway. But there's been a lot of letter writing back and forth between government and so on and so forth. Anyway, we finally got the clearance that we were looking for, and it was approved at council to go ahead and erect 2 signs on the Trans-Canada Highway. Personally, we think it's a very nice sign, which we've got air to go by. The sign was drawn up by Mel de Sousa, and Mel writes for the Down Homer, by the way. And council approved the funding last night to have that sign erected. And what the sign says is there's a big caribou on there, and it says Route 480 to Burgeo, Caribou Trail, Gateway to Newfoundland's Outport Wonderland. And I don't know how well you can see this, but there's 2 signs will be made and erected on the Burgeo Road sometime, hopefully early in the spring, and see if we can entice a few more people to come down to Burgeo and leave some of their money here. With regard to our water system, we're still on about the same old thing there. Some people were on site this week. They were the sheet metal workers. They were installing the ventilation system. The plumbers are scheduled to come right behind that. There's some $88,000 worth of piping there, so there's a little bit of work for someone to do there. We received a letter from our MHA, Mr. Calvin Parsons, and he spoke highly of how proud he was when he visited Badger to see the banner, the beacon of hope, which had been put there by Burjo, and Burjo's contribution made him very proud to represent the town of Burjo. So he sent along his thanks to the community. With regard to the murals on the museum, this was discussed, and Deputy Mayor Linehan assured us that he's going to do everything that he can to see if he can't have those murals completed by the end of June. So hopefully, you know, there's very little done there, and that will take on some more shape and meaning this year. There was some discussion with regard to the Grand Brick-La Paul ferry. There's going to be a meeting with regarding the ferry sometime in June. That's according to the Gulf News. And through the rumor mill, it's been rumored that the trip to Burjo, there's some plans to maybe try cancel the eastern trip. With that in mind, Council discussed it, and it was moved and seconded and unanimously passed that a letter will be written to Work Services Minister, Mr. Jim Walsh, and with a copy to Mr. Parsons, and also to the Minister of Tourism, whereby we would encourage them to keep at least the one trip per week to Burjo, and at the same time we would encourage them that between June to October that there would be a second trip to Burjo, and that the ferry system should really complement the tourism industry, and we feel that this would really enhance the tourism along the coast if somehow the ferries could connect. And this could be done very simply, rather than have the vessel laying idle all day Thursday. If the vessel traveled on Thursday, nothing will be taken from anyone, and there will be a lot to be gained between the months of June to October. Council would encourage other businesses which do business in those communities, and such as the bank, the drugstore, the wholesale business, the retail business, and so on, to contact their MHA and advise them and give them what they think of an extra trip to Burjo, rather than cutting out the trip that is presently coming to Burjo. So Council have done their part, and maybe there's a part for you to do also. I mentioned to you about the hydro outage, which was some 23 hours. Well, there was a representative from hydro came in and did meet with me, and he assured me, and I was quite satisfied with his explanation of it, that everything that could be done was done during that outage, and he assures me that there's not a big lot they can do. It's a long stretch of transmission line. When it goes down, such as happened in this case, right at just before it got dark, it was too late to get the helicopter out, and there is no other way to ascertain just where there is a break in the line once part of that line comes down. So those are the things which I guess, if they do happen, we're going to have to put up with and be prepared for. I mentioned the part of having a diesel generator put at Burjo in case of such long outages, and he said that that's very seldom done. They do have diesel generators located at some strategic points, which they can, they're mobile, they can be moved to areas which need them. So therefore, if it was a long outage, that's what would have to be done. But his experience has been that by the time the diesel gets moved into the area, gets set up, gets connected, and gets working, usually they got the power back on anyway. So I guess those things are a fact of life that we got to live with, that there will be outages and they could go for 1 to 2 days. The tourism department, or the tourism committee here in Burjo, is hopefully going to try and make some improvements out in the area of Furby's Arbor again, where that gazebo type thing is over that bridge. And in that regard, we have, the town council will be improving on their one sewer line, which is in the area. You know, the sewers just come out through the road and dump. At low tide, it's quite smelly, and as far as that goes, it's really an eyesore. So therefore, the town will be lengthening their sewer, and anyone else who has one right there in the general area, we will be asking them to bring it down to the low water tide mark, so that it won't be so offensive to people who would choose to sit around and view the view from that location. That was about it, except we had invoices. We had invoices in the amount of $11,033.97. They were approved for payment. And I've got to mention something. Last time I gave the news, I said something about dumping of oil in the garbage dump, and it was felt that I was referring to the garages only, but that's not the case. And it's anybody. You won't be allowed to dump oil in the dump anymore. And I've got to apologize to E.H. Scott. They called and advised me that they have not dumped oil in that dump for probably 10 years, and that all of their oil is done by Parties Recycling. So therefore I apologize if the impression was left that E.H. Scott was throwing oil in our dump. You know, it was an honest mistake if it happened, and I guess we should be more careful when we're giving out this news. Anyway, that was it from council for this week, and I do wish everyone a very, very happy Easter. Good night.
On Thursday of this week, the grade 1 class held a pit day. We were invited to attend. Here are some highlights. What? What's his name? Sparky. Sparky, yeah. Sparky seems to be excited to be in school. Yeah? I say he's really excited, isn't he? Is this your dog? Yeah, what's his name? Okay. He seems like he's a good dog. Yeah. I think he's happy to be in school, isn't he? Yeah. Is this your dog? Yeah, what's her name? Sandy. Is Sandy a good dog? Yeah, looks like is it a he or she? Yeah. Think he's happy to be in school? I think so too. What's the name of your dog? Yeah. Who owns her? Me. Yeah, so you guys are sharing her today, are you? It's a boy. Cool. It's a boy. Yeah. Think he's happy to be in school? Yeah. I think so too. He's pretty cute. Yeah. Her? Yeah, what's the name of your dog? Sean. He likes to play. He likes to play? He likes to run around. He likes to jump up and down. Yeah. Is he happy to be in school, do you think? Yeah. I think so. It's really exciting. Yeah, thanks. And what have you got as a pit today? An hamster. Yeah, is this your hamster? No, it's Dean's. It's Dean's, yeah, but I think you think this is pretty cool, don't you? Yeah. Is it a boy or a girl, do you know? I don't know. Yeah. Think he's happy to be in school? Yeah. Yeah. I think you think the hamsters are pretty cool, eh? Yeah. What do you bring to school today? Yeah. It's not yours? Who owns it? Dean. Ah, that's a pretty cool pit though, eh?
I know. And that's a red air turtle.
That's a red air turtle?
Oh, a red dress.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Think he's happy to be in school?
Oh,
Yep. Okay, thank you. Yeah, who's your friend?
Curtis.
Yeah, I know who's the little one you got under your arm.
Genevieve.
Is that your dog, Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Curtis are sharing her today, are you? Yeah. She's a girl, I guess, is she? Yeah. Think she's happy to be in school? Yeah. Do you have a pet, Curtis? You don't have one, so that's where you're sharing, are you?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea. Think you'd like to have one? Yeah. Think you'd like to have one like Genevieve? Yeah, she's pretty cool.
And the coach dog, I would say.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool dog. Thank you. What did you bring to school today? Yeah, what's her name? Yeah. I think she's a little bit nervous, is she? I wonder why. All the dogs, yeah. So she's pretty safe in her cage, right? Yeah. Think she's happy to be in school? Yeah. As long as she's in her cage, right? Thank you. So where you going, Mrs. Penny?
Hi.
Yeah, where you going?
The pits.
Oh, this is the kindergarten class, is it?
Okay, this is the kindergarten class.
Yeah.
So you're going to go around and look at the pits. You can ask people questions about your pits and what is their name. You can read their information. You might want to tell them some information about their pits. Okay, Betty, I do. And there's grade 1 classroom. And Emma, what is your dog?
Stay with us for Off the Rack, the community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
Feel the flame forever burn, teaching lessons we must learn to bring us closer to the power of the dream. Feel the flame forever burn, teaching lessons we must learn to bring us closer to the power of the dream.
Off the Rack. This week, as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of the Lioness celebrating Easter with Breakfast with the Easter Bunny. Let's look back to April the 18th, 1993. BBS Playbill. Try your luck on Wednesday by playing Burnett's TV Bingo. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. Please stay tuned now for entertainment from the Badger Relief Telethon. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night and God bless.